Hello and welcome back to Excel Academy's YouTube channel. This is Ramcharan and I'm back with the current affairs weekly update. Before we begin with the news bits, let me just remind you that at Excel Academy the live sessions have already started. We are conducting live classes on a daily basis, and there are classes which are going on in all subjects related to CACET, like the business communication, legal aptitude, logical reasoning, economics, business environment, as well as presentation, communication skill, and the Viva Voce. If you need more information, you can contact the admin staff of Excel Academy and get more information and get yourself admitted to the ongoing batch. Right, let's start with the first news bit for the week. It's all about Atmanirbharata. During the lockdown, when it was expected that the whole of the world is going to undergo the economic slump, Indian Prime Minister announced 20 lakh crore package, and he also told that it is time for us to become self-reliant, and from that day onwards India and Indian government has been working towards becoming self-reliant. So the developments related to self-reliance program or the vision that the country has set for itself is as follows: 101 defense items under the import embargo. It means that officially these equipments have been banned from importing and all that will be produced in the country. So it's a great boost to the local producers of the country. Now plan to restrict non-essentials, something which is not very essential, even all such things would be banned from importing. It includes ACs, leather, footwear, then agrochemicals, toys, furniture, sports goods, steel, and set-top boxes. All these things will be banned from importing from other countries, and everything has to be produced in the country. Now this Atmanirbharata program has been hailed by India Inc. India Inc. is Indian corporate bodies and people who are the leaders in corporate India, and they feel that it all depends now how well we utilize the self-reliance program and make sure that we give a boost to the Indian economy and the corporate world. So it's a great news. India Inc., if we go back to history, when India adopted the LPG, that is the liberalization, privatization and globalization, even then India Inc. was very happy with the liberalization and privatization, but they had their own concerns with respect to globalization. Now we see that it is the right time for them to make sure that they increase their capacity and start producing everything that India needs within the domestic boundaries of the country. Right. So news from Reliance and Jio. Whole of the last 2 months we were getting news about Reliance getting huge investments, especially on their Jio platform. Now there are other news bits that are coming, and it is very essential for us to follow. Now Reliance way back in 2012-13 had made it to the 99th position in the global 500 firms of the Fortune global 500 firms of the world. Now it has broken its own record and it has made it to the 96th position. So it's a great news. It is the highest spot which has been occupied by any Indian company. Now on the other side, there is some legal battle that's going on, and Supreme Court of India has questioned why should Jio not pay, because RCom was given the spectrum, and spectrum is something which belongs to the country and it belongs to the people, and it was given to RCom, and now it is being used by Jio since 2016. Now who should pay for it? Should Jio pay? Should RCom pay? RCom is not functioning anymore. So who's going to lose? Should the Indian government lose this money? So Supreme Court has questioned Jio, why shouldn't they pay it? So this is a legal battle which we have to follow very closely to understand what would happen to this, because Jio is growing stronger and stronger, so it has to follow all rules and regulations which are laid down either by the regulator or by the government, or both of them in fact. Right, Independence Day messages. Independence Day is one of the joyous day in the days of in the life of any Indians, because this is the day we celebrate our independence, and this is the day where we have to sacrifice. We have to remember the sacrifices that are done by a lot of people to get the independence that we are enjoying today. So on this day, the Prime Minister of the country addresses the nation from the Red Fort, and for the 7th consecutive time, Narendra Modi addressed the country from Red Fort he is the first non-Congress Prime Minister to address the country for the 7th consecutive time. And in the speech, the Prime Minister stressed on self-reliance and told that it is time that we become self-reliant and produce all that is required by us and reduce our imports. He also stressed on the fact that Indian corporates should focus on not just reducing imports, but they should also focus on producing export quality goods which can be sold across the country. Now, he also stressed on the fact that India should make sure that its farmers are self-reliant and they get whatever they deserve. And there was a message which came from President Ramnath Kovind, and President has told that India is definitely a peace-loving country, and in the history of India, it has never attacked any country. But if there is trouble to its sovereignty and to its geography, India is ready to give befitting replies. So this is these are the messages that came from the leaders of the country during Independence Day. Right, so there is news related to ethanol, mining and industrial policy. Now, ethanol is one of the important solvents which is used extensively in the industrial sector. It is used as an alternate fuel also. It is used in the hand sanitizers that we are using today. So it has got wide range of application, and government has set a target of to the sugar mills to produce 362 crore liters of ethanol this year. And the government has told that the mining policy will be made very industrial friendly, so it boosts the mining sector. Andhra Pradesh has come out with their industrial policy, and they have given importance to 10 sectors, and in that manufacturing sector gets a big boost. And this policy will come into force from 2020 and it will be followed till 2023. So this is the news that comes from ethanol, mining and industrial policy of Andhra Pradesh. Boost to agriculture. Now we all know we are talking about making Indian farmers self-reliant. This is one part of it. Second part is there are schemes which are being worked out in such a way that the Indian farmers' income doubles by 2022-23. And I was listening to a video, it was very interesting, and the person there was telling that how the Indian agricultural income has grown only by 19%, whereas there are a lot of other employments and professions whose income has crossed 150% in the last 10 years. So why would somebody be interested to go to agriculture, or why would somebody be interested to continue agriculture? But we also know for a fact that agriculture is one of the most important activities that a country should engage in. We can live without anything but not without food. So it is very important that we boost agriculture and provide all sort of support that is required for the agricultural sector to flourish and give the dividends to the people who are involved in it. So keeping all these things in mind, the government of India has introduced something called the 1 lakh crore Agri Infrastructure Fund. In this, the agri startups will be given a boost, which is very important. Then we also have warehouse facilities which farmers can take loans and they can construct their own warehouses. Cold storage facility can also be developed by them using this fund, and this loan is given to them at a subsidized interest rate. So this is the big boost the government is giving for the agricultural sector in order to make the Indian farmer self-reliant. Now, connectivity. PM launches undersea cable for Andaman Nicobar. Now, Andaman and Nicobar Islands are one of the most beautiful islands that India has got, and it is one of the most revered tourist spots in the country as well. A lot of people, not just from India but from other parts of the world, also visit Andaman Nicobar. The biggest problem that we have in Andaman Nicobar is the connectivity issue. Except for BSNL, there was no other service provider which was very strong, and services like ATM and internet and all those things were very weak. So keeping all these things in mind, a lot of infrastructural development has been taken up in Andaman and Nicobar, and to increase the connectivity over there, so PM has launched the undersea cable. The cable was being drawn from 2016 and now it is available for usage. So it's a great news. Our island is now being connected with the mainland with proper connectivity. It's a real good news for the people living in the island as well as for the people in the mainland. Right, gold ETF see 921 crore net inflows. Now, gold is one investment which is evergreen. Now that there is economic turbulence across the country, the stock markets across the world are very volatile in nature. So people have turned towards gold, and gold mutual funds, that is ETFs, have done extremely well and have shown a growth of 86%, and 921 crore rupees has been invested on gold related funds. So it is a good news for people who have already invested on these funds. Now, COVID vaccine. The whole world is talking about COVID vaccine. Russia is in news, and it is being criticized and it is being appreciated by everybody that Russia came out with vaccine, and there are people who are wary about this whole thing. They tell that the side effects have been ignored, and there are also people telling that enough clinical trials have not been done. But every country across the world is definitely working towards coming out with a vaccine which is safe against the people, and it is effective against coronavirus. So now the whole point is there are two companies which are the front runners when it comes to corona vaccine in India. The first company is Bharat Biotech, and it is entering the phase 2 in the human trials. It will start next month. There is another company called the Zydus Cadila, and they are coming out with a drug called Zycovid, and the drug Bharat Biotech is coming out is called Covaxin. So these are two things which we have to remember. This can be a question for us in the CSEET exam. Right, so let us see some of the personalities. So some of the personalities are the first person who was in news this week was of course Narayan Murthy. He is one of the co-founders of Infosys. Infosys stands for Information Systems. It is one of the household names in the country today. It has provided employment, direct employment for more than 4 lakh people across the country. And it is one of the countries which stands for morality and ethics. Then we have the other person who was in news was Mr. Baba Kalyani. He is the CMD of Bharat Forge. Now, Bharat Forge belongs to this group called Kalyani Group. Kalyani Group was basically into production of automotive components and other things. Now they have become product manufacturers. It is one of the biggest component manufacturing company in the country. Then we had Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was the Prime Minister of the country between 2004 and 2014. He was also the Finance Minister during the tenure of Mr. Narasimha Rao when he was the Prime Minister between 1991 and 1996. So, Manmohan Singh has given some tips to the government how they can utilize and improve the economic condition. Anyway, so the other personalities who are in news included Venguswamy Ramaswamy. He is the global head of TCS Ion. TCS Ion is into digital education. Then Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is in news for almost a week now. She is being selected by the Democratic Party of the US for the position of Vice President. So she will be running for the elections, and she is of Indian origin. So there are people who are talking for and against her, and there are a lot of things which are going against her. There are few things which are in favor of her. So we just have to wait and see the stand that the US citizens would take with respect to Kamala Harris nomination. Then we have Debjani Ghosh. Important, she is the president of NASSCOM. So NASSCOM stands for National Association for Software and Service Companies. So it is very, very important to know her name. This can be a question for us in the CSEET exam. Right, Jan Dhan. Last week also we had a discussion on Jan Dhan, and we came to know that 40 crore accounts have been opened since 2014. That's the time when the scheme was introduced in the country. And now what is seen is the deposit levels in Jan Dhan bank accounts have gone past the pre-lockdown level. So it is great news. It means that people are saving some money, people have some money. It's a great pain reliever is what the newspaper had to tell. Right, the last news bit for this week is related to environmental protection. Again, it comes from the Prime Minister of the country, and he has told that they will be launching a project to conserve the Asiatic lions. This is very, very important. If you see the CSEET current affairs syllabus, we have a paragraph, we have a part which talks about Asiatic lions. So this is something which is important and which we should remember. So this was the news update for the week. Some important news bits have been picked up. but we still insist that you all must read Financial Express on a daily basis to make sure that your current affairs knowledge is good. If this update was of any help to you, please leave your comments in the comment section. If you are looking for something else, you are free to ask whatever you want in the comment section, and we shall get back to you with the right answers. Thank you so much.